Hello everyone, I'm Zhai Shanying. Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I want to dive deep into the current state of China's A-share market and the systemic fraud issues faced by our society. These problems not only affect our economy but also have profound implications for our lives and culture. A-share market, from prosperity to a trap. Let's start with the A-share market. On October 8, 2024, the A-share market peaked at 3,674 points. Yet, within just 3 months, it plummeted to 3,168 points, wiping out more than 20 trillion yuan in market value. What does this mean? It means that countless ordinary investors have been harvested in this game. The tragedy of retail investors. In 2024, the number of new investors opening accounts grew by 74.6% year-on-year. Most of these new investors were ordinary people who entered the market full of hope, but suffered heavy losses in a short period. Have you ever wondered where their money went? The answer is simple. It was taken by institutions that control capital and information. The nature of A-shares. To put it bluntly, A-shares are essentially an open capital fraud market. Institutions use asymmetric information and high-level cash-outs to pocket the money of retail investors. This phenomenon is described as a legalized wealth redistribution, but it is fundamentally unfair. Systemic fraud, a reflection of society. The problems in the A-share market are not isolated. They reflect the deep systemic fraud issues permeating Chinese society. These fraudulent behaviors exist at every level, from financial institutions to corporations, from individuals to the government. Financial institution scandals. Take, for example, the frequent financial crises in rural credit cooperatives. Many local financial institutions offer high-interest deposits, only to break the capital chain later, leaving countless depositors with nothing. Such behavior directly harms ordinary people's interests. Corporate ethical dilemmas. Some companies, in pursuit of maximum profits, exploit employees, delay payments to suppliers, and even engage in superficial charity donations to cover up their problems. This short-sighted profit chasing is eroding society's trust. Telecommunication and cross-border fraud. Even more concerning, China has become one of the main sources of global telecom fraud. This not only damages China's international image, but also exposes the inadequacy of domestic laws and regulations. Cultural issues. Why has fraud become the new normal? Many of you might ask, why are fraudulent behaviors so prevalent in our society? The answer lies not only in systemic issues, but also in the flaws of culture and values. Human weaknesses and cultural flaws. Our culture has long harbored traditions of exploiting human weaknesses, such as greed and fear. This profit-driven behavior is considered smart and pragmatic, and over time it has become an unspoken societal rule. The competitive social system. Our institutional design and competitive environment to some extent encourage unscrupulous behavior. Many believe that as long as they succeed, the means don't matter. This mindset is corroding our social morality, politics, and social trust crisis. Beyond cultural issues, I want to discuss the government's role in this series of problems. The government's priorities. More often than not, the government prioritizes stability over solving fundamental problems. For instance, in cases like the Pucheng incident and the Li She incident, the government used strong-handed measures to suppress information. While this approach temporarily pacified the situation, it undermined public trust in the long term. Double standards at home and abroad. On the international stage, the government adopts stringent measures against high-profile fraud cases. However, domestically, the grievances of ordinary people are often ignored. This double standard further intensifies social discontent. The risks and hopes for the future. At this point, you might ask, what is my outlook for the future? Frankly, I am not optimistic about the short-term economic and social situation. Further economic downturn. I predict that the A-share index may fall below 3,000 points, and the real estate crisis and local debt issues will worsen. This chain reaction will further impact the lives of ordinary people. Rebuilding social trust. However, I believe that change is still possible. We need to work on cultural, institutional, and legal levels to rebuild social trust. Education can change the values of the next generation. Laws can punish unfair behavior, and systemic reform is the most fundamental solution. Conclusion. Action brings hope. Friends, these are my thoughts on the current economic and social issues. I know these words may sound heavy, but precisely because of this, we need to think and act. I hope today's video has brought you some insights. If you agree with my perspective, please remember to like, subscribe to my channel, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Only through the collision of ideas can we find the power to change. I'm Zhai Shanying, and I'll see you in the next video.